Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me. I'm back again with another 416 top run. Um, I'm here today, upgrading my setup a little bit more again. I'm trying to like dial in the camera, maybe get it a little bit more focused on my face specifically. I noticed with the last video I did that my mouth kind of, because it was so far away, it kind of was like I was talking like this. It looked like a lot, which was very weird to me. So hopefully with the kind of like the new positioning and maybe better lighting, it doesn't look so weird. Um, but today's kind of a special day. I think I'm probably gonna do two more videos today. Um, Today was a day off from work, so hopefully that kind of goes well. Um, as far as how this raid went, this is I think the last raid I did tonight, so they're gonna kind of be out of order as far as like actually like how chronologically these went. Um, but this one, I think if I remember right, this was a pretty solid run. Um, we kind of started a little bit into Maiden here. Um, I'm trying to see. Right, so there was a few runs here where I was not very sure what kind of roles I was playing because I was just like I was in the main crowd today. So like usually in 416, when you're in peak hours, the crowd, it's so crowded that everyone's fighting for positions in a raid party, and you just call DPS. You don't really know what DPS that you're going to be playing, and I don't think I find out here until later what DPS actually end up being playing. Yeah, that was a little bit of a rocky maiden. Yeah, 416 was lagging like shit today. Like actually, it was pretty cringe. For the most part. Sorry, a little thirsty. But yeah, I think overall though, I think the raids today were pretty good. No purple. I know, cringe. Spoiler alert. Um, but hopefully as this kind of goes along, we will catch up our second purple ever from top on video, and I think that's going to be a cool one. um bloat So far so good here. Got my T-bow shots off. I'm actually really late this chally. Wow, I should not stay for 3. Do I? Yeah, I think I recognize that I was really late. Stay for 2, Chally, good awareness. I dropped the shark and it's in a really bad position. I don't want people like getting their clicks fucked up by it, so I re-juggle the shark and go put it by the door. I should have had it by the door, but I had to drop it before dropping it at the door because I need to equip the T-bow to get my T-bow shots off. Oh my god, oh yeah, dude, that turnaround was brutal. Like thankfully he wasn't full sprint. If he was full sprint, I would have never outran him there, and I probably would have died. And so I should have paid more attention, because if he was running like two tiles faster, I should have ran through him, and I would have survived if that was the case. But thankfully, I turn around like usual, and it ends up saving me. Um, I don't know if bloat can move faster than a regular run. I know that like a lot of times his true tile will become more disjointed from him just because like how big his model is and how fast he can move for a model that size is kind of strange. So something I'll have to kind of look into later. Yeah, they ended up telling me I was range roll for this one, so I think yeah, I'm pretty sure. So we're gonna end up so we brought the range pre-bot in anyway. Yeah, we're gonna be down the extra super combat, but the extra super combat isn't as important as just making sure that we have a bot for the role that we're playing, since we didn't know which one. Yeah, I asked right here. um and I think they finally come out and they're like, oh yeah, you're just your range roll, which is fine. I don't care as long as uh there's no confusion during the waves. As far as how these waves go, if I remember right, I think did we wipe on this one actually? It may have been. I can't remember. I'm trying to see if I can check the recording here. No, there was one like literally I think everybody wiped today. It may have been this one actually. We'll find out here as we go along. So far so good. Honestly. Getting pretty consistent 36s, decent luck. Sometimes you can just get really unlucky and your RNG is actually dog ass, where you're spending so much of your time just trying to get that one kill, and you end up it ends up causing like just a chain reaction down the way, because if you're not hitting and killing and moving, like all it takes is like 3 attack cycles of missed attacks, and like suddenly the Nilos start piling up on the pillars, dude, and it's over for you, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, like, overall, like, you could argue like that's unavoidable a lot of times, but if you're consistent and you're not wasting a whole lot of time doing a whole lot of moving, and you're hitting Nilos exactly as they kind of come into your range, then it won't be as bad as you think. That's weird. I wonder what my fucked up my I wonder why that happened. Did I unlock my phone? Oh, okay. Well, that's not what I wanted to happen at all. Look around. Back camera. Light. That was weird. I wonder why that happened. Now you can see my horrendously disorganized room with everything in tow, but that's fine. We can fix the camera right quick. We're just going through Nilo's rooms anyway. We'll zoom back in here. That was very strange. Get the camera line back up. So anyway, yeah, I mean, kind of like clocking back in here to see what happened with the Nilos. Now there's the weird watermark on my face. I don't know why that's happened, but it's whatever. Kind of as we go through here, it looks like everything went pretty all right. I don't see any pillars down. So this wasn't the raid that everybody ended up wiping out. This might be one of the raids that everything went pretty much okay the entire time. I'm gonna have to, in the future, make sure that whatever happened doesn't happen again. That was very strange. So like, when it comes to like Nilo guessing, I wonder, I was talking to a friend about this, and I think it's always better if if Nilo started in melee and then switches to mage, you're always guessing if it's it's always a 50-50 after range or melee. But in my mind, I'm like, why would it ever go from, I think it's less likely to go melee mage melee than it is to go melee mage range. So I typically, when I do my guess, I typically always guess the opposite of whatever the previous one before mage was, even though I think statistically it doesn't actually matter, but it's just kind of like a thing that I do, just kind of like out of like, what do you call it, bias, like pre-cognitive bias, that I think in some way that I have a more likely chance to actually be right. And, you know, and I was trying to think, there's like the Monty Hall problem is, I was talking with a friend and I was like, is this kind of like the Monty Hall problem? And I think we like the way we kind of like mapped it out was is no, this isn't anything like the Monty Hall problem. Because the Monty Hall problem says that um if information is presented within a statistical like situation, then it changes the statistics of it, right? So like it's like I'm probably not qualified enough to talk a lot about the Monty Hall problem, but the gist of it is that you're on a game show, and there's three doors, right? You're like on The Price is Right, and there's three doors, and they go, do you want behind the doors is either a goat or your prize, right? So two of the doors will contain a goat, and one of the doors will contain a prize. And so you pick a door, and then he goes, before you accept that what you get is behind that door, we will open another door and show you what's behind it. And then they open a door and it's always a go. Or well, they open a door and it's a go, right? So they go, well, do you want to keep your door now or do you want to switch to a different door? And the way the statistics work is that it's always better to switch to the other door because you now have a 66% chance of winning rather than a 50-50 because the information presented to you has changed the statistical data of how whether you have a chance of winning or not, which is weird because it's unintuitive, but like the way I was explained to it is if you did this with like 100 doors and 100 goats, right? Then like by removing a door, when you first pick, by removing a door, like if you once you go from like 100 doors to 99 doors, like you've lost 1% of the doors that have a possible goat behind it. So you now are more likely that the other door is not a goat, if that makes sense. It's hard to think about, but that's kind of like the way I picture Nilo's phases are. But like I don't think that's actually like actually 1-to-1. I think that is probably still just 50-50 if Nilo is either major rain or melee ranged after a mage phase or after any given phase, right? Like I don't think there's like anything to suggest that Nilo would be what has kind of more of a chance of being more or less one or the other. I don't know if that made sense at all. That's why I was like, I don't know if I'm 100% like the most. I'm not like a statistics person. I don't think I'm qualified to talk about this. This is an interesting situation where like I thought, sorry, I'm tired. Oh, this is an interesting situation where I was like, you know, I saw a bunch of people leave a bunch of potions on the ground. I was like, you know, why not just, since I didn't super combat for Soda's egg, I was like, I'll just pick up in a brew and like brew up 15 restores since I have an extra couple doses of restores, and then I'll just be up a bit of extra health for Zarpus. I don't know how Zarpus went. I think today, if I remember right, most of the raids today, all my Zarpus scythe walks were like pretty on point actually. I don't know what it is, but I've just I've been locking in a little bit more on them Zarpus on those Zarpus scythe walks. And I mean, I really need to figure out a better way to find what the optimal like when the starting tick is of his attacks, because like okay, when I haven't talked about this fully in the other videos. By the way, I'm really like weirdly like subconscious about my double chin. That's weird. Like, I'm not really that fat of a person. I'm only weigh like 250, but like, dude, something about having a double chin. It's fucking cool. But when I talk about finding the right starting tick for Zarpus, like in theory, right? The way scythe walking works is you're moving onto the tile the tick before he launches his attack. Because when you move onto the tile the tick before he launches his attack, then he's going to put the attack on that tile, right? So if I manage to start the scythe walk and if I manage to start the scythe walk correctly and I'm stepping back on the correct tick, then I know that I'm always placing the poison ball on the square behind him. But the problem is my brain has a really hard time identifying when the attack that he's attacking on, because like I always end up always missing it by about a tick. Like I'm always like a tick too early or a tick too late stepping back, and I either don't rag the tile if I'm too early, but I end up ragging it. I end up ragging it anyway because I step back in too early as well, or I end up ragging the tile because I step a tick too late. I actually juggle this brew. I think that ends up coming in handy actually, because I remember that I feel like I took a lot of damage this raid actually. I know I haven't been very locked in on what's actually going on this raid because I've been talking a lot about the Monty Hall problem, but like, and like fucking with my camera and such. I'm sorry. But like, hopefully the commentary's been decent, or at least somewhat entertaining. So here we go with Verzik. Oh yeah, this is the raid where I accidentally leave my hammer on here and spin the spec on the hammer, and I was like, bro, how did that fucking happen? I was like, am I really so fucked up that I'm like fucking up like doing like the staff juggling? That's a little cringe, I'm not gonna lie. And then I kept the staff. That's right, dude. Oh my god, I was fucking pissed off at myself because like I thought I dropped the staff. And then this guy goes, what? And then I look and I'm like, fuck, I got the staff. I gotta get rid of that shit. Dude, that was bad. That was maybe some of the worst play I've ever fucking done in my entire life, actually. That was fucking crazy. I mean, kind of solid recovery though from everybody. I don't think we're actually doing too bad. Carries the staff across. I see nobody picks the staff back up, so I just pick the staff up, spin my spec, and I drop it again. Because I'd rather get that spec out, just to increase the potential that we down her this phase here. And I mean, honestly, I think if he just attacked one more time with the staff there, we were out of that phase. So, yeah, he maybe would have had to risk it, but honestly, probably would have been worth. Because the staff pretty much always hits, no matter what. Crabs come out. Nice, not a lot of damage. Let's see if we get back in. Ooh, good movement. Immediately back in flow, or lock back in. So like one of the things that I think kind of also helps, like when it comes to scythe walking Zarpus versus scythe walking Verzik, is I think it's a lot easy for my brain to comprehend what the goal is when it comes to scythe walking Verzik, because when to scythe walk Verzik, the only thing you need to do is step back on the well, I guess it's basically the same, right? You step back on the tick that the tick before that she would attack. So you're on that tile on the tick that she attacks. But like, I don't know. It's just it feels different, and it might just be the fact that it's one tile instead of two tiles, like that visual aid. Because I mean, like, also I guess maybe it's like not the not having to necessarily like move to a different tile also helps a lot, because like once he eventually like throws poison on the one tile you're moving, you have to move to another tile, so that kind of like throws off your sense of of timing a little bit. I don't know. I think my prayer goes down here and I actually take like a 40, and I was like, fuck. Yeah, it was like a 30. I remember this. That was pretty bad, honestly. I gotta one thing that I've gotten too used to is camping Ring of the Gods for content, because like I'm so used to like my prayer draining like basically indefinitely slowly that like I'm not thinking too much about constantly re-upping my prayer for the raids like these. And I've really got to get back into the swing of things, like stop using the Ring of Gods as a crutch so much for that reason, because I don't need to be running out of prayer when push comes to shove, you know what I'm saying? I need to make sure I'm locked in on this shit. I get bounced but saved by the face change. Okay. I thought this was the one where I might be tanking. So one of the raids today I tanked Verzik, and I absolutely dumpstered the team basically, and it was we still won the fight, but dude, is not safe for human eyes, honestly. And I've told you guys, like tanking Verzik is like actually that shit. I would need like a tick counter over Verzik's head to show how her attack cycles, because like, dude, wait, would that be an illegal plugin? Because like it's legal for you to have your attack cycles over your head. Would it be illegal to have the enemy attack cycles over their head? I don't know. I'm gonna look into that. Because like that honestly by the way, fucking Arania boots for the win, dude. Did you see how many fucking webs I was able to just fucking schmoove on because of the Iranian boost, dude? Holy shit. Like actually, that was crazy. But yeah, honestly, now that I think about it, if I had an attack timer over the enemy's heads, like when their attacks are coming out, like my attacks, dude, I think I might just I think I would be pretty fucking god tier at most content, actually, because like honestly, the hardest part about like a lot of tick management is knowing what ticks your opponents are attacking on. Like actually, because like every enemy has like a different like attack cycle. Every enemy has like different animations that feel faster and slower, and like once you start getting pit involved, it gets even more messy. So like actually, oh dude, I died and it doesn't count. That's fucking crazy. Oh dude, this was my 150th raid. Yeah, got fucking sick. No purple though. Dude, it would have been pretty sick if I got a purple on my 150th raid, the Grandmaster achievement or combat achievement. But dude, honestly, pretty good raid. No deaths, I believe. Yeah, dude, maybe is this my first no death on the channel? It might be, but pretty awful chest. Got an elite boost scroll, you know. That's pretty nice get, honestly. I'll probably I forgot I got that. I'm gonna have to do that later, but you know, thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed this, let me know. I really appreciate anybody that's watching this right now. I'm really enjoying making this content, and I'm trying harder to improve this. As a matter of fact, today I'm learning how to make thumbnails, and hopefully either this video or the next couple of videos I'll post after this will have like an actual thumbnail made instead of it just being generic. So hopefully that improves the content in some way. I don't know, but you know, maybe the next step is actually like sit down and like finding a way to edit this in a meaningful way that might seem more interesting to watch. But you know what? Thank you guys. I appreciate everything, and I'll talk to you guys later. Okay. Be safe, everyone.